Veterans, what's the most memorable experience you've had in the military? I was 23 when I got deployed to this tiny forward base in Afghanistan. 20 guys total, a few tents, a mess hall that smelled like burnt eggs and fuel. We had zero Wi-Fi, barely any sleep, but every Sunday we had mail call. That was the one thing everyone looked forward to. Most weeks I got nothing. My parents weren't big on writing. My brother was too busy getting drunk at college, but I didn't care. I loved watching the other guys light up when they got letters, kids' drawings, care packages with beef jerky and random socks. It made the place feel less empty. There was this guy in our squad named Alan. We called him Sticks because he was tall and skinny, real quiet, kept to himself mostly. But lately he'd been even more off, stopped joking around. I caught him throwing up behind the latrines one night after patrol. We all figured it was just the stress getting to him. Then one Sunday a box came for him, brown cardboard, his name written in neat handwriting. He opened it at the table with all of us around, and I watched his face just collapse, like someone punched him in the chest and he couldn't breathe. Inside was a wedding invitation. His wife was getting married, to his best friend back home, the guy he grew up with, the guy who promised to check on her while Alan was deployed. There was a note too. It said she didn't want him hearing it from someone else. Like that made it better. Alan didn't yell, didn't throw anything. He just stood up and walked out of the tent with the box still in his hands. I followed him outside. The rest of the guys stayed quiet. Nobody knew what to say. I found him sitting against a wall staring at nothing. I asked if he wanted to talk. He just said no. So I sat there with him for a while. Then I left him alone. For 2 days, Alan barely ate, didn't talk to anyone. Our commander noticed. The chaplain showed up. They had a meeting, but Alan just nodded and said he was fine. He wasn't fine. Anyone could see that. Then on day 3, something weird happened. Alan asked for paper and a pen. That night he started writing. Letters. Tons of them. He stayed up late every night for 2 weeks just writing. One morning after breakfast he handed me an envelope. My name was on it. Inside it said I was the kindest person he'd met out there, that I should keep looking out for the quiet ones. I didn't know what to say. I just folded it up and kept it in my pocket. He gave letters to everyone. Every single guy in the squad got one. Personal stuff. Things he noticed about them. Things he appreciated. It felt strange, but also kind of nice. Like he was saying goodbye, but not really. Then Alan started volunteering for everything. Convoy duty, night patrol, all the dangerous jobs nobody wanted. He said he was just trying to help out, but we all knew what he was doing. He was trying to stop feeling something by risking everything. Our lieutenant told him to slow down, take a break. Alan just said he was good to go. 2 months later, his truck hit an IED on a supply run. The blast was massive. We heard it from base. I helped carry what was left of him back. That was the worst day of my life. Worse than any firefight. Worse than anything. The next Sunday at mail call, the sergeant read Alan's name out loud like he always did. Nobody answered. Just wind and silence. Then someone walked up and put a crayon drawing on the table. It was one Alan had taped to his bunk, a picture some kid sent him months ago. And slowly everyone started pulling out the letters he'd written them, reading parts out loud, sharing what he'd said. Nobody laughed that day, but nobody felt alone either.